as we come out here, we've been out to see the street children and schools and AIDS clinic and things like that, and it's just heartbreaking to see the mothers on the streets with the little babies. They've got absolutely nothing at all, nothing at all. When people say that they're poor back at home in our country, they've got more than these people could ever imagine. Well, you'll see the videos and the pictures. There's mothers and children just laid on shop front steps, out being bitten by mosquitoes, and just people walking past. And wait a minute, sorry.
The life in the UK, we're very blessed people. We have everything we need. Don't get me wrong, we have homeless people, but not to this stage. You know, it's over here, the homeless here is ridiculous of what I've seen so far. People with no food, babies sleeping on the streets. It really touched my heart, you know, to see that. When we fed the homeless the other night, they were so thankful for the food and so humble for the food. It was just unreal. And you know, there's a big need for that area over here.
Abrabo mu de emo de ne kakra. If we say even say me best school krana just say me kofie na makwa akudidi ma breaker studies teacher ni bi na dum mi twa ma me kakra kakra school atare krana headmaster before bus nti esa na
There's so much poverty in this country compared to England. So for me, it's time for good. Time to make a change over here.
Mama Queenie, Papa and see you be Queenie. Jumane de Sikan shed and Nimsa. If you say, Mammy, you cuckoo, Papa and so Beno Chan. Terrible, we drew with some crown, no be my fans and maybe.
Through our travels to the villages and other places, we found the level of poverty and the inequality within Ghana.
School year, kaya sa mi best school ang kaya baya mampa. Mi best school so mi class kula minya di obi tuya classes ya mama. Timbana masa coffee.
The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide that we felt it a need for us to do something about it to help improve children and also mothers with children who have little to live on.
Misoya no papa no medwale me some best school. Ya mamiska. Ya mama eduane kula mbo endi. Madam fu. Ene to eduane na ma oxygen no ma mbiadi. Ya je classes ya. Emi say usam say class me se makwa kwajaba. Ti se mekwa ya mfama me ni asa pa me.
Our aim is to enhance and to improve the living conditions of children and mothers, and in order to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor.
pacha mpese me ko school na me beye doctor ni
Ba yam be some doctor.
se me hwe me krom ha hospital ba kope enisia ono nso no se ukoma enro na u yare na uhia no unya na se me hu nipa bi a wa yare serious okọ no no nurse no doctor sentimi ahwe owi
E because ma me kula yale no ba doctor. He said e bia oni scanty. Okwa na say omo pese omo be hwe no.
When you see that any point in time I can fall ill and I know where to go for a doctor to take care of me. But what about the poor woman out there? What about the poor child out there? How is the person going to be able to take care of him or herself? So this thing has dawned on us, and when we see the little joy, the little happiness that we bring in the face of these children and mothers, we are touched more to go further and to do more greater things with this NGO.
Akwese ni madie intim pese metena fi se menya bi kura na meba
E Mr. no zo kire wade a o ma wote ase njenu jimi etwele ti de Mr. ne kanyina na se.
Yeah, we're going out to the village again tomorrow. One of the families that live in the jungles side of the village has got a 13, 14-year-old son who had a car accident and he broke his knee.
Go school and I can't do a fiase. Na omode call doctor anti. No mo pame o mo se kuro ni wu a e be jante kuro ni wu na ka hosa. E mu ne ho no e to da na me ya. Me de call doctor o mo se adi be na sha no na konchen se temi ni na no so yin ni. Se se adi me sora no pa na me ya. Me da sora je se me bresa ansa na matinim. Then me go for my swan and my meeting, so I do what is a person.
The doctors in the village sewed his wound back up, but they couldn't fix his broken leg. So he spent the last 3 years with the leg repairing itself. It's still swollen out of proportion. So we spent a couple of days at the beginning of the week and blood tests to get a diagnosis on his knee to see how bad the break is, and hopefully try and raise the funds to get it repaired properly, because he's the eldest of 8 children, and he's the only one in the family that can help his father go out into the grove and collect rice and things like that to earn money for the family.
The young lad's house here, we've come to visit, we took him to the hospital regarding his legs, to get his legs fixed. They've got no electricity, they've got no water pumps, they go down to the local river to drink. So my aim for this community here is to fundraise for water filters to be put into the rivers, because obviously the river runs, so hit the filter and then the small box inside will generate the parasites out of it, and then we can supply chlorine tablets to go inside that, then they can boil the water and then it'll make it clean for them to drink, parasite free. So that's my aim for here, and also to get some sort of electricity in here, which would be solar powered units. So obviously there's a lot of heat and sun here, so obviously it'll generate power during the day, so at least at night time they can have some sort of light in, some sort of sockets inside, and sort of have a normal life for their children. So that's the vision I've got for here.
We've been to a village with a school with no electricity, and me being an electrician, my main job to start off with was to help get electricity into this school so that they have a better quality of life, and they can use computers and things like that in the school. There's just so much to do out here, and we need your help.
Last year, you were here. You made a lot of promises, and this academic year too, you have come to fulfill the promise. We want to express our profound gratitude to that gesture you made to the school. There are a lot of challenges the school has. We need structures for the kids.
The students are overcrowded, so when the teacher is speaking, they cannot hear what the teacher is saying and understand what he or she is teaching.
In fact, our classrooms are very crowded, very, very crowded. It doesn't help teaching and learning to go on well. So we believe you will come and then help in any way so that these children will have a convenient place to do their studies and then learning.
There are 3 students sitting on one desk, so the 2 of them sitting beside. They cannot get place to put their exercise books and write. So they may put the books on their thighs and write. Now we need classrooms, chairs, textbooks.
And then a staff common room for the teachers. Almost all the time the teachers are under the tree. When it rains like this, they don't know where they are going. They either go to the class, force themselves in a little space with the children, or they come and stay on the verandas. Then what happens to the exercise books that are on the table when it's raining? A place of convenience for the children and then the teachers.
And right now what we are doing is all love offering. We've been offering love, and monies have been coming from our pocket to support the project that we are doing.
There's a lot of homeless children with no mum and dads on the streets, with no education. So the vision for that one is to build an orphanage with a private schooling, because obviously the kids can't afford to go to school. So I'd like to build an orphanage directly with an education centre there for them. So at least they're getting housed, fed and educated all in the one project. So that's what I'd really like to do.
So we want to do all we can, raise as much money as possible so that we can come back out and do good things.
On the 9th of April, which was a Saturday afternoon, I decided to prepare a meal for my children, and I used coal pot in preparing the meal. But before that, I went to take our clothes off the line, and my daughter offered to watch over the food on the fire whilst I take the clothes off the line. I brought the clothes into the room and I heard her scream outside. Then her kid sister came to me saying that lady was on fire. The sun was very hot then because it was during the harmattan season. So the wind blowing intensified the fire and even burnt part of her hair, including her eyebrows. So I came for water from the bathhouse to put off the fire, and I tore the dress she was wearing. After which I took a taxi and took her to Okonfanochi Teaching Hospital. On arrival, she was admitted and attended to, and it took the doctors 1 week before she was taken to the theater, and the burnt surface was taken off, which left her stomach hollow. The doctor said she had a 40% chance of surviving. But I told them I didn't believe it, and the doctor encouraged me to keep the faith. The skin grafting cost 18,000 Ghana cedis. From there, we were always buying drugs, and the drugs were very expensive. One tablet could cost 400 cedis, and she was to take it every day. The drugs were to be bought every 2 weeks, and this helped her to survive until she was discharged. The kids at school touch and play with the scars, and it makes her very uncomfortable. Because of this, she is finding it very difficult to continue schooling. For now, our only hope is to fix the scars with plastic surgery, which is very expensive, and I don't have such money. So we are pleading with loved ones and NGOs to help us fix my daughter so she will be able to go to school and not feel shy amongst her mates.
Having people get the right medical stuff they need, because obviously in the UK when it comes to medical stuff we have NHS and we get everything but nothing, including prescription tablets. I've seen in this country they don't even get that. So for me, there's got to be some sort of change somewhere along that lines.
Now HIV and AIDS are considered a chronic illness, and they are managed more or less just like you would manage diabetes or hypertension. So if you have an uncle who is hypertensive, you don't rule him out as dead. You consider that this person has the potential to live a very long and meaningful life. And it's more so with these children. Through no fault of theirs, they were born with HIV. They are averagely between 12 and the oldest in the clinic is 23. So they have at least 40 productive years ahead of them. And with the right support system, with the right support structure, they can live out that lifespan fully and completely. And that's what these funds that are coming in can do. They have the potential to give these kids the opportunity to live a life just like anyone else out there. But these drugs have very damaging side effects, especially on their kidneys. Okay, it has the potential to shut down their kidneys. And that's what the problem is, because if I give you the medication that you need in the form of antiretrovirals, but I can't follow up your kidney function to know how to modify the medication, then the medication would end up killing you and not even the AIDS itself, which is the main challenge that we're having. I think earlier this year we lost about 2 of the patients because their kidneys shut down. Since a lot of them have been orphaned and it's one distant relative or the other who is taking care of them, funds are to a minimum for them. And so they come for the medication for free. Because they don't have the money to run the tests, they stay at home, they take the medication, and when their kidneys begin to shut down, then they rush them here, by which time there's nothing that we can do. Because if you are talking about a kidney transplant, it's an unrealistic option as at now. And so the tests that are being run now, the funds that are being used is what we raised last year. But probably by end of December, thereabouts, those funds would be exhausted. So anyone that comes after that, just tell you that we can't do it for free anymore. So you have to go and look for the money. That's the challenge now. So far, it is more of a situation where we go out to appeal. We ask for any sort of support that we can go. So sometimes we go to Accra. Just last week, a few of us were in Tema meeting with a few corporate organizations. If you saw the numbers over here, you realize that we have quite a large number of people that we attend to. And so some of them leave home from a distant place, get here around 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. They may be attended to around 12. And even how to get back home in terms of money for transportation is an issue. The fact is that the challenges that these children face are enormous. A lot of them are transitioning from childhood, what we call childhood, through adolescence. And so the pressures that someone in this society or this background at that age go through are constant for them, and they have added issues of considering the fact that they've either lost a mother, a father, or both to HIV or AIDS. And so we are more or less giving these kids the opportunity to live out life to the fullest, and I think that they deserve that right as children.
Even though they've got nothing, all the people there, even though the street people, the street children, even though they've got nothing, they're so happy. And you can just walk up to them and they smile, they shake your hand. They want to come and see you, they want to be involved in what we're doing as well. There's a few of the older lads that have asked us when we come back if they can come and join our crew to help out. So there are people here that want to do right for their own country. So it's just something else that touches my heart. So again, just ask that you can donate. Thank you.
For all you guys at home, when you feel it in your heart after seeing this presentation that you really want to make a change for someone's life and better their lives, then please, please, please sponsor us, please donate, and we need volunteers as well. So if you fancy having a life-changing experience and coming to see how the other people of the other side of the world live, then please contact us and join our teams. Thank you.